Good afternoon. It's exactly 12.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to put today's jobs report in perspective. 3 months before I got here, the economy added about 60,000 jobs a month.
So folks, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin recently told reporters that he opposes using a maneuver that would enable the Democratic Party to pass Joe Biden's $2.3 trillion infrastructure proposal without Republican support, noting that he favors a smaller and more targeted bill. And it's not surprising, everybody. Before the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan was passed, Senator Joe Manchin said that he would rather support more targeted relief. Right now, Manchin is a West Virginia moderate and holds the power to block Democratic lawmakers' agenda in the evenly divided Senate. Joe Manchin has already rejected the idea of using the budgeter reconciliation process, and it's a process that Democrats want to use. So while most legislation requires 60 votes to advance in the 100-seat Senate, the budget reconciliation process allows for a simple majority.
Together with the American Rescue Plan, the American Jobs Plan is going to help the economy create, as I said, estimated over 16 million good-paying jobs. And folks, we can't afford to not do it. We can't afford to not spend the time and effort and money.
Adding that while he opposed the cost of Biden's plan, he was optimistic Republicans and Democrats could work out a deal. Republicans do oppose ambitious legislative agenda right now. However, things could change in the near future. They might increase the Social Security benefits by $200 a month and also pass a fourth round of stimulus payments of $2,000 per month. We never know, everybody. Now, for those of you that have not received your missing stimulus money, if you decide to file a tax filing extension, you only have more time to submit your return, not to pay any money you owe. Some of you could be eligible for a top-off payment if the tax return you submit this tax season shows that your income dropped since last year. However, the IRS has urged federal beneficiaries to file a return in order to make sure their eligible dependents are included. The government is also encouraging people who it does not have on record to file tax returns in order to get their stimulus checks. Guys, our politicians must step up to the plate and help out the American people. And if any of you agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Right now, President Joe Biden is seeking Republican cooperation for an infrastructure package. However, some Democratic lawmakers say the president should be prepared to go at it alone if a deal doesn't materialize quickly. The White House wants to see counteroffers to President Biden's $2.25 trillion infrastructure plan by the middle of this month. Some moderate Democrats insist on cutting a deal, and other lawmakers worry that it would be a dead end that would burn valuable time. What do you think about this, everybody? Should Democrats even bother trying to gain Republican support? Or should they just pass the plan through the budget reconciliation process on their own? Leave your thoughts on this, everybody, in the comments. So far, Republicans have proposed a slimmer $568 billion package, and some GOP lawmakers say they wonder whether the White House is willing to limit a bill to narrower measures like roads and bridges, while cutting out pieces they oppose like elder care subsidies. Aides for members of Congress on both sides of the aisle also say they fear that the other side may not be negotiating in good faith. But the good news is this: if Democrats unify behind a proposal, they can use a budget process to pass legislation through the Senate without Republican support, just like they did with the $1.9 trillion stimulus relief package. Biden spoke Thursday by phone with Republican Senator Shelley Capito. The senator said it was a constructive discussion, and Biden described it as a good conversation and invited her to the White House. Everybody, on May 12th, Biden will meet with the top Republican and Democratic leaders from the House and Senate. We can expect to see a lot of negotiating very soon. And now, the Earned Income Tax Credit is a refundable tax credit aimed at low and moderate income workers. The Earned Income Tax Credit reduces the amount of taxpayers owe, can even be calculated or collected as a refund. The maximum credit that taxpayers without children can claim will increase in 2021 from $538 to just over $1,500. But folks, what are the eligibility requirements for a childless worker? Well, the basic requirements to claim the Earned Income Tax Credit on a 2020 tax return is that you and your spouse, if filing jointly, must have a valid Social Security number, be a citizen, and you must also show proof of earned income. According to the IRS, here's what the expanded credit means. The credit for qualifying children is fully refundable, which means that taxpayers can benefit from the credit even if they don't have earned income.
Let me explain how we pay for this, because I'm not a deficit spender. Because, we had a...
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here's your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. In this video, I'll be bringing you up to date on the latest stimulus news and information, including what may happen if Biden's massive infrastructure bill is not passed soon. Everybody, I just hope our politicians in Congress pass a fourth stimulus bill. Our politicians have got to help out the good American people in this country. And if you folks agree with my message, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.
Well, we had a good hour-and-a-half meeting with the president, the vice president, and two Democratic leaders. Almost all of the discussion was about infrastructure, and I think I'm safe in saying there is certainly a bipartisan desire to get an outcome. Clearly, Senate Republicans are not interested in revisiting the 2017 tax bill. I think the president and the vice president understand that.
Everybody, Democratic lawmakers are trying really hard to approve trillions of dollars in a new spending bill to tackle everything from education to housing and even clean energy. The federal government has struggled to quickly translate cash from Congress into actual shovels in the ground. Everybody, President Joe Biden still has to figure out how to spend the money on time, on budget, and with the intended impact. And depending on how all that goes, President Biden could finally restore faith in big government programs. A former Democratic congressman told NBC News, "The American people are asking one question and one question only. Will this infrastructure package work?" And advocates and outside experts say that the Biden administration is well positioned to route money through existing programs, boost state and local governments that have an existing backlog of infrastructure projects, and accelerate clean energy trends. But there are still a lot of details to fill in and many potential hurdles to overcome. Even if the money is approved, everybody plans to boost access to care for seniors, and disabled Americans could conflict with plans to raise pay for caregivers. Billions of dollars to update the electric grid could run into objections from communities who don't want new power lines crossing their territory. One thing can also affect investments in affordable housing, which the White House hopes to address this year. So President Joe Biden has also said that he wants to see a corporate tax rate between 25 and 28%, and that is now a new marker in the ongoing negotiations over how to fund a massive infrastructure bill. During an event, President Biden said, "The way I can pay for this is making sure that the largest companies don't pay zero, and reducing the 2017 corporate tax cut to between 25 and 28%. That's a couple $100 billion, and we can pay for these things." The remarks were the first time Joe Biden has acknowledged that his initial proposal of raising the corporate tax rate to 28%, up from the current 21%, was shifting amid negotiations on the costly infrastructure bill. And Biden's signature domestic policy bill would invest $2 trillion into rebuilding parts of the United States infrastructure, from roads and bridges to expanded broadband. Lawmakers must definitely pass another relief package, and it must increase the Social Security benefits by $200 a month. And if folks agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Thank you for watching, everybody. Until next time, have a great day and stay safe. I truly appreciate everyone's amazing support.
Airports, broadband, those are the places we could find common ground and work together. The other thing I think America wants to know is that you're not going to wait a decade to build it. I brought up to the president that we need NEPA